Left in Kentucky, the podcast of indivisible Northern Kentucky. And welcome back to another episode of Left in Kentucky, our much anticipated April Fool's episode.
There's sure to be some shenanigans afoot.
No, we would never do that.
It's shenanigans.
We would never have shenanigans. What are you talking about?
We shall embrace the shenanigans.
So as usual, this is Roberto Henriquez here with my good friend, Miss Amy Ferguson.
Amy Ferguson, that's me.
That's you. I'm glad we got that straightened out.
Yep. I was wondering for a second.
I have days like that. Definitely have days like that.
I have. Some of us have had years like that.
Nice. So we got a good episode lined up for you today. Here in a little bit, we'll be joined by Missy Spears.
The pink-haired and hilarious Missy Spears.
Political activist and satirist. She's a lot of fun, so we're looking forward to that.
I love Missy so much. She just needs to stop putting clothing on her animals.
And before we get to that, and before we get to the cow patties, I want to start off with the warnings that today's episode will be a little more free-spirited than our episodes usually are. So be forewarned for that.
We'll lie a little bit more probably.
Yeah, we lie a lot more in this one. So take everything we say with a grain of salt today. And language gets a little, we get a little spicy today, a little extra spice in there. So be ready for that. So if you got the kids, you might want to shuffle them off into another room or put in the headphones before we get into the meat of it with Missy.
Yes, truth.
But it'll be fun. So much fun.
Yes.
Speaking of fun.
Hopefully.
Speaking of fun, how about those cow patties?
They're stinky.
I hear you're having little baby cow patties all over the place out there.
There's little spuds popping out all over the place. They're so cute. There's nothing cuter than a baby cow.
Yeah.
And yes, sweet. They're all coming.
That's cool. Like the baby cows. So for cow patties, and I think I'll start off this week on the cow patties.
Give us your cow patty.
This week, my cow patty goes out to everybody who has spent the last several years complaining about the Kentucky Democratic Party, but still have not registered for the upcoming reorganization.
Oh, I've been called out as a cow patty.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's a first on the show, folks.
So there are over 3,000 precincts in the state of Kentucky. And right now there's only 1,048 people running for precinct committee positions.
Check it, guys. You might want to run for that.
There are 37 counties that have no signups at all.
Oh, that is really bad, guys.
Out of 120. That's like 30% people.
Yeah. That's shameful, guys. Shameful.
Yeah. So this is your chance.
And I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah. This is your chance to make a difference. Be involved with the Democratic Reorg. Register. First, you have to register for your precinct. So if you want to vote in your precinct for your precinct representatives, you have to register for that. And then if you want to nominate yourself or someone else, you also do that at the same time. And that's on the KDP's website. And we'll put a link in the description for the episode. You have until April 12th. April 12th.
That's not too long away, folks.
Yep. Just a couple of weeks. but you still have time to do it. So register for your precinct. If you think you want to be a precinct captain, you are a committee person, sign up for that. And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago with Mary Nishimura. So if you aren't quite sure what happens in the reorganization for the Democratic Party, go back and listen to that episode. We lay the entire thing out for you.
Yep. And, if you run, you nominate yourself and run, you're probably going to run unopposed. So, hey, you're going to win. You're going to be a winner.
But at least register to vote for your precinct committee. I mean, if you don't want to run, it's not a big job. I mean, you don't have a lot of responsibility, but that's fine. But at least register to vote in your precinct. And that's the important thing. And it's, people complain about, the Democratic Party in Kentucky, and they don't do this and they don't do that. Well, we got 37 counties with nobody signed up in any of the precincts, any of the voting precincts. So take that.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And I have now dismounted the soapbox.
No, I mean, you're right. We need to get the word out, people. Definitely. Because we're countering this big machine behemoth monster that is the GOP in the state of Kentucky, who are the proud recipients of my cow patty this week again. And let me tell you, we got to get some of these folks out of the legislature, guys. We got to run some people against these folks, because their focus is not on helping the people in Kentucky.
What?
So, it's not, I swear. And talk about nobody signing up. How many of these guys get in without even a person running against them? I think the number is way higher than people would think.
Yeah.
And and it can be very rewarding to run for office, even if you think you're not going to win, as we both know well. But
we've done it several times.
Yeah. A lesson that we have learned. But any way you can get involved, even if it's not running for office, even if it's just supporting the candidate that's running, talking about them to your friends, to your neighbors, getting people interested in the process. It just takes, one conversation with your neighbor, and who knows how far that'll spread. So come on, guys.
Speaking of spreading.
Yeah. It's plopping out.
Spread some door. Who's your cow patty going to this week?
It's the entire GOP assembly in the state of Kentucky. Proudly receiving yet another cow patty.
Yeah, we're getting down to the end of the session here. Just a couple of days left for veto overrides, and
it's starting to come to a close. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
the stench is pretty overwhelming. A bullhorn. I have a bullhorn.
You have a bullhorn?
Yeah, people went down and they showed up today in Frankfort in their cars to talk about the school choice bill and to draw attention to it. So a shout out to all those people that took time out of their day today and went down to Frankfort. It's hard to do what we normally do. We can't do that anymore, but people
they
can
did
show up.
They did the caravan thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. And I think everybody probably knows what House Bill 563 is. That we've talked about it several times on the show during this general session, but that's the bill to divert money from public schools into a slush fund that then gets turned into school vouchers, basically, but only in 3 counties.
let's just cross our fingers that they don't get that override.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a disaster for public education on top of all the others that they've had to endure, right? I mean,
it's the answer isn't taking more money away from education. That's not the way you fix the problem.
No.
Said it before, and I'll say it again: fully fund education.
Right. It makes a better society, folks. We want more educated people in our society. That should be the goal.
Definitely. So well deserved. Thank you to everyone who went down to Frankfurt and made their voices
tooted your
heard.
horn.
Tooted your horn, so to speak. Tooted your bullhorn.
That's right.
Wonder if I can get my car changed so that that's what happens when I push the horn on my car.
That'd be great for pride.
That would be. So excellent choices this week.
Yes.
Joining us this week for our very special April Fool's episode is a kick-ass mother and fighter pilot from the great county of Kenton, Missy Spears.
Oh, Missy.
Hello. I'm also a Marine.
Also Marine. Oh, I forgot that. Welcome to the show. So before we say anything else, I want to make sure that everybody knows this is our April Fool's episode. So do not take anything we say seriously.
As if people do. Come on.
That's true. Our tens and tens of listeners.
There's dozens of us, I swear.
That's right. So how you doing, Missy? How are things going over there?
It's going great. Thank you guys so much for having me on today. I love attention.
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed that. You're usually a quiet, shrinking violet.
Hey, we're going to do good trouble today, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
we're not going to say any bad words.
So for anybody who's not familiar with Missy, first off, what rock have you been hiding under to not be familiar with Missy? She is, of course, most famous for running for Covington City Council on the platform of building a wall between Covington and Newport. And she's also currently a member of the Kenton County Executive Committee, at least for the minute, until she ticks off somebody, probably.
I'm very open about my disdain for Democrats while I'm also trying to be one.
Yeah, so Missy is a newly ordained Democrat, right? When was
That's
your
correct.
conversion date?
The day of the primary. I wanted to switch before I knew if Booker or Amy won because I wanted people to know it wasn't based on that decision.
Excellent. So welcome to the blue side.
Thank you. I've enjoyed losing.
Yeah, it's so refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot different than losing as a Republican.
Oh, too funny. So let's see. What are some things going on recently? We've got the Kentucky Democratic Party going through their reorg, and that's loads of fun.
General Assembly's wrapping up.
Yeah. General Assembly. They're doing all sorts of good things, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
So many positive things coming out of Frankfurt.
Yeah, hundreds of really productive bills.
I do feel like I should be there. It's calling me to come down there.
Have you gotten
and shake my fist?
Now, have you gotten vaccinated yet?
I have not. Tuesday, I have an appointment.
Missy?
Yeah, I'm fully vaxxed.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, all it took was a gray wig and a dress.
I don't need a wig.
Yeah, I'm actually part of the AstraZeneca study, so I've been fully vaxxed since the end of December, it turns out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Those special people.
Yeah, but I didn't find out until I had to, once I was eligible, I had to contact and ask them to unblind me. And that's when I found out that I had gotten the actual vaccine and not the placebo.
That's badass. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, pretty excited about that. So definitely looking forward to getting back in person.
Yes. I miss women. I cannot wait for women again.
It's just been you and your dog.
Yeah, and that's awkward.
I mean,
and you're cut out of Elizabeth Warren.
We have RBG now too, so you know.
Variety is the spice of life.
Absolutely. RBG, man, she looks old. She has some stamina.
Oh, that's
that
great.
mind, though, you know, something about it.
Oh my gosh.
So what's been on your mind lately, Missy? What has been keeping you up at night? What concerns you in our universe?
I mean, there's so much. I mean, lately I've just been focused on the we're bringing a community fridge to Covington.
Yeah, I saw about that. Tell us about that. That looks really interesting. I was excited to see that.
I can't wait to volunteer.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to have your free labor.
Yeah. It is mine to give.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, there's like a free fridge program that's all over the country. And it was recently brought to Cincinnati from my friend Jordan Tuss, who created one I believe it is now located next to Wavepole in Cincinnati. Okay. And we're doing the same thing in Covington. So it's going to be a fridge and a freezer. We're going to build like a shelter for it, along with some attached shelving for dry goods. So we're going to offer fresh food, produce, freezer goods, prepared food from local restaurants.
Wow.
Non-food items such as like dry socks for people, menstrual products, and then also drinkable water in a microwave so they can have hot meals.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. My friend Brian Gessling has a community garden called Redding Gardens, and he has partnered with me to allow us to bring this fridge to his location. And we're super excited. We've fundraised already enough to get us launched, and now we're just kind of looking for like stretch goals.
Nice. Isn't that like at 10th and Scott or somewhere?
Yeah, it's at 909 Scott Street, Scott Boulevard.
9th and Scott.
Yeah. So if you want to send me your money, go ahead.
So, yeah, I saw that there's that you got a GoFundMe going for that. Is that right?
Yeah,
GoFundMe?
We're doing Facebook fundraiser, actually. I was pretty surprised by how low the fees are on Facebook to run your own fundraiser. So if you want to contribute, you can find me, Missy Spears, on Facebook. You can go to the Covunity, COVUNITY fridge and donate. Or you can just mail or drop off a check to the Center for Great Neighborhoods and just put the Redding Garden fridge in the memo line.
Great.
Exciting. I'm going to have to check it out for sure when I volunteer.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope to be open by the end of May, early June.
I think that'd be, hopefully the program will really take off and look at expanding that to some of the other communities in Northern Kentucky. I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, I heard that there's one in Newport that they're starting to work on. So by the end of the year, they hope to have 10 in the region in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. And I believe there's like 5 or 6 that are actually in the planning stages like we are.
That's excellent.
Great. I know that was a little serious for our April Fool's episode. That was not an April Fool's.
Oh yeah, none of that
actually
was
happening. That all's actually
the full part. We should have been like, oh yeah, the Republicans are doing this initiative. Oh, just kidding.
The Republicans are helping people. That never happens.
Well, I mean, it really helps me in return because I get more attention. So that's the real thing for the fridge.
It's
I just want to meet
trouble.
women. Yeah,
it's all right.
That's great. So I've noticed you've started having a number of MC gigs popping up. I'm starting to see more things going, MCing this, Missy Spears.
Yeah.
Is that becoming a new career for you?
Creating more attention is Missy Spears.
If there's a microphone or a camera, I am there. But yeah, I started doing it before COVID. I started hosting like trivia events and just any sort of side gig for extra money. This is not an April Fool's thing. I live in Covington and it's super gentrified. So my rent has gone through the roof over the last 3 years. So anything to make a little bit of side cash. And then since COVID, all these nonprofits have reached out. And so it's a way to kind of, selfishly, I can keep my name recognition up. But then I can also like give back to them.
That's
And
cool.
it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like making people laugh, making fun of people. You know, the KDP and Amy McGrath are my favorite targets. And it's
You're a
just been
fellow fighter
awesome.
pilot. How can you be that way?
How can you make fun of one of your fellow fighter pilots?
I know. I'm an asshole.
Well, she
Yeah.
went to the same school as I did, the same high school.
At the same time?
No, I'm a little older than she is.
I was gonna say. I
A
thought
lot
she was-
wiser. A little older.
Yeah. Well,
Amy's like 25. Amy McGrath, right? She has all this fresh young ideas.
yeah.
Yeah, fresh.
Free college, Black Lives Matter. She's all over it.
If only she had
Have
talked
you met
more.
her?
If only she had talked more about being a fighter pilot and a mom.
I know. I never knew she was a Marine. I just learned that today.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
We're in so much
I know
trouble
she was
for
a
this
woman
episode.
till today. Come on.
No,
I didn't say that when Amy did.
but I think the serious point is that it's one thing to drive a message home to try to connect with people, but there has to be something else, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some substance.
Yeah,
What you're looking for there? Some meat?
you have to be able to pivot. When people say, all right, I get that first level of the message. What is beyond that? You have to be able to explain yourself a little bit better.
Right, exactly. So I think it's fair to call that out. Let's see. I know you like making fun of me for being a Latino, but not being a Latino.
However you want to identify, I accept it. I'm part of the queer alphabet soup, so I'm not one to judge.
Can you
Nice.
pick your own letter?
I think so. I mean, I'm an L and a Q, and
See, like I've always been a B. But like,
I've heard that
I-
about
Oh,
you.
you're still a B.
I know, right? That's what I mean. Like,
Resting B face.
if I say I'm a B, they're like, "Oh, you are a B." It's like, well, how did you know? I didn't have a sexual relationship with you.
Yeah,
We're
I'm too
just
scared of the P to be a B.
We're just trying to be supportive of you, Amy.
Yeah.
Well, as you pet your cat, which is
Yeah.
my national pastime. So
My cat doesn't tolerate it very well.
Yeah,
She's like, really now? Come on.
I'm sure everybody listening to the podcast is like, what the hell have we tuned into today? Assuming they
And
haven't
I'm
turned
sorry
us off
to my
yet.
husband. He's listening. One of our dozens of listeners.
That's
I
nice.
apologize to my husband also.
No, my husband doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, he needs to fix your camera. That's what your husband needs to
Right.
do, Amy.
Right. The
So,
fix will probably be purchasing a new camera.
well, that's a fix.
Yeah. You got to spend money. What?
Oh,
People should just give me that shit.
I agree. My
I
entire
mean-
life is to just be sponsored. That's my goal, my life goal.
Yep.
Right.
Be sponsored. This
Your
portion is
face needs to
sponsored
be on
by.
a beverage can. Like I would drink the hell out of that.
It's not on the back of a milk carton.
So let's see. I know one of your other gigs out there is you work at Lil's Bagels
Yes.
down in Covington, which is a yummy, yummy place. If you have not eaten there, do yourself a favor. It's down at Roebling Point, where the bridge is closed for the next umpteen billion months.
We really like money. Please come give me your money.
They
It's
have
good food too.
They have
I mean, that's a-
amazing food.
Great bonus there.
Thank you guys.
Yep. And you guys actually have seating.
Yeah, well, we have outdoor seating. We have an inside spot, but it is closed down now due to the pandemic. We hope to open it up possibly next month during the week. The weekends get a little bit too crazy, so we might have to hold off on opening it on weekends for a while.
Yeah.
But the outside patio is gorgeous. I believe we did a trivia event with you guys there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need to do that again.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't wait to bring back that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was a great time. And it's a great location. It's right by Roebling Point Books and
Mhm.
a great place.
Yeah, one of my friends just moved down there. Pretty close to your area, so
Nice. Nice. Yeah, there's so many little businesses that have popped up there. Ice House is like a German inspired ice cream shop nearby. They're fantastic. They're opening like a frozen drink stand right next to them.
Nice.
You know, we got like Roebling books, like you said. It's awesome down there.
Yeah.
Covington's fucking cool.
Ice House. Isn't that where Stephen Hoffman's chapel used to be, right next to Molly Malone's?
Yeah, the little white building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Stephen Hoffman, who's Justice of the Peace, and he's over just off Mainstrasse now, but he used to have a little place there.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's a good one. We'll always have a good laugh with him.
Yeah. I irritate him sometimes, but he's very nice to me.
So what do you think? Let's talk about some of the times you've irritated people or a group. One comes to mind immediately, particularly, and that was the Northern Kentucky Democratic dinner a couple of years ago. Why don't you regale us with a little story about your how your stand-up monologue was received?
Oh shit!
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I was still a registered Republican at the time, and I should mention that I was a registered Republican for legitimate reasons. Being queer in Kentucky, it's kind of scary sometimes. And I thought it was more important for me to be able to vote for the least harmful Republican in the primary. Yeah. And then in the general, obviously I would vote for the Democrat.
Right.
But that's why I held that standing. I also thought it was hilarious that I was a registered Republican and I would run for office. And I'm a pink-haired queer. But their host fell out at the last minute for health issues. And so they needed people to fill in rather quickly. And I was like, hey, I can do like 2 to 3 minutes of jokes. And they're like, can you do 5 to 7 minutes? And I was like, I'm in. Yeah. So I wrote a set in like a week.
Missy Spears zone.
It was great. It was the year that Andy was running. So I got to perform in front of all 3 of the candidates for governor, Rocky, Adam, and Andy. All the state people running for office were there. Heather French Henry.
Yep.
It was amazing. A few people were not fans. Andy was not a fan of my body fluids jokes. Neither was Heather French Henry. But they were still very polite to me.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, I took it. It was very much in that Dean Martin roast spirit of things, and that's really the way I took it. And I thought it was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, we were rolling.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, so it was really, really funny. But it's. I think it's important for people to be able to laugh at themselves and about themselves and their groups. I mean, there are things that we do that are just ridiculous. And if you can't step back sometimes and laugh about it, that's a problem, right? I mean, that was one of the things I loved about Obama, was he was always able to laugh at himself and what was going on. You go back and you look at the press dinners, right?
I was just thinking about those. Yeah.
Yeah. He always had a great sense of humor. And then there was the one time he even did the video where he's trying to put a cookie in the milk and it won't go into the glass. And he goes, "Thanks, Obama."
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's even effective too. There's those studies that if you believe something that is, if you believe false information, it takes someone correcting you like 20 times before you're going to change your mind. Mm-hmm. But if someone makes fun of you and you're embarrassed, or if you can even laugh at yourself, they're going to get that correction in their mind a lot faster.
Well, sure. And, people are more open to you if you're not yelling at them and if you're laughing with them.
Yes. Yeah. Or even if you just embarrass the shit out of them, if you say something completely racist, you may still walk away racist, but you're going to be less inclined to say that out loud the next time if someone rips you a new one and everyone laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I would have to be around people for that strategy to work. So.
Yeah. Progression through mockery.
So thinking about running for office again?
Oh God. I hope not.
Right.
like maybe in a few years. I'm trying not to run in 2022. It's hard though because I like attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an easy and quick way to get.
It is fun too.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And, even if you don't win, if you have enough, I don't even want to say like maybe connections or name recognition or people behind you, the other candidates are more inclined to pick up your ideas.
Right.
So even if I don't win, I can push things like affordable housing and, a dog park and those kind of things throughout the city government without even serving.
That's what I always try to convince people of that. They're like, well, I don't want to run unless I know I'm going to win or unless I'm certain I, have a really good chance of winning. It's like, well, but if nobody runs, then the Republicans get to control the narrative. They get to decide what we talk about and what issues get addressed. Even if you don't think you're going to win or you have a really hard, uphill battle to win, just simply by running, you get to help shape the conversation.
Yep.
That's
absolutely
so important.
Yeah. And we are fairly lucky in Covington that we have a mainly Democratic city commission, even though it's nonpartisan race, but none of them are progressive. They're all fairly conservative Democrats. But I'm hoping another progressive runs so I don't have to. I would rather help out, hopefully Charles Booker is in a race in 2022.
Yeah.
And more than anything, I want to give him Northern Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'll help.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm really
I volunteer again.
I'm really hoping
I love free labor. Thank you. It's accepted.
Yeah. I'm really hoping Charles decides to run for Senate in 2022. And, I've already told them that I'm, want to be part of the team if he decides to run. And
yeah.
I mean, Rand Paul is a special kind of evil.
Yes. Special is a great word to describe him.
One that really, really needs to be eradicated.
Yes.
This really does.
Yeah. We need a Rand Paul vaccine.
Yep. I'm thinking like Raid spray.
And Booker's a great example of, even if you don't win, you're able to push ideals forward to the next candidate and the next candidate. No one thought he would get where he did against Amy. Well, he did. He completely believed the entire time. And we just goes back to shitting all over the KDP.
Yeah.
We just need to push our bench.
Booker's our future.
Yes.
And on the national presidential campaign a couple of years ago, right? Andrew Yang was the one that started talking universal basic income. And now UBI he really got that conversation going, supercharged. And now you hear lots of people discussing it and talking about it and how could we make that happen? So.
Yeah. When you hear UBI, you no longer think about UTIs. So he's really changed the conversation a lot.
BET.
It's not as painful.
But it's just like Bernie back in 2016. No one was talking about universal health care.
Right.
Really. And he
I
really
remember Hillary
that.
talking about it in the 90s. I
Really?
remember
Universal?
that. Yep.
Damn.
She sure was. And everybody else was like, that's a crazy bitch.
Yeah. Man, she
But
really got
she's
the short
just
end
the
of
wife
stick.
of a candidate. So we don't have to pay attention to her.
I was not the biggest fan of her policies, but I think she would have been an incredible president. She is like a very middle of the road person, great at negotiation, great at writing policy. She would have been fantastic.
She was definitely a good wonk.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have liked her as a president.
Well, you know what they say, Bill Clinton was one of the best Republican presidents we've ever had.
Yeah. I just don't expect a lot from our presidents. I just don't want them to set us 3 steps backwards.
Right. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
That's the way
I mean,
say
Obama
it.
was fairly conservative as a Democrat.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent. What else can we talk about?
Can we talk about the fact that we might actually be able to be around people soon?
Oh my God, yes.
I'm excited.
What are you guys most excited to do?
I'm going to dye my hair because people are going to see me.
What color?
I don't know. What should I do? What do you
Pink.
think? I mean,
Pink like Missy.
Start a trend.
I mean, I like it on you. I just think of myself as like the what is that stuff called? Cotton candy. Yeah, that. I think of myself as having cotton candy on my head because I have been pink before when I had a mohawk, and it was cotton candy.
Nice.
So I want to get away from the candy theme.
You can go blue.
You can also get blue cotton candy.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, it can be any color.
Yeah.
This has ruined everything. I have to go bald now.
Donald Trump ruined cotton candy hair for everyone just from the texture that he had.
I mean,
It did
that
look
stuff
like
was always nasty, right?
It did look like a cross between fiberglass and cotton candy.
Yes. The New York City slicker with cotton candy hair that rural people loved.
Just seeing pictures of him
Loved?
causes
Still
a
love.
virtual viral reaction in me. My children, as a prank, leave him as my screensaver on my computer all the time. I'll open up my computer and there's this horrible picture of Donald Trump.
That is terrifying.
Because my
That's
children are evil.
They are.
They think that it's hilarious.
I think it's fun to borrow someone's phone, quickly download a pornographic picture, change their wallpaper, and hand it back.
Yeah. That's always a good time.
Sorry, Mom.
Unless it's a penis. No penises.
Those are the pictures that I choose.
Nice.
Just as bad as my kids.
Hey, so you are not a stranger to podcasts, Missy. I happen to know that you and Crimson McDonald have a podcast because I've been on it.
That's correct. You were an excellent guest helping us explain a
you
very
were.
complicated issue.
I have listened to many of those podcasts.
So tell us a little bit. Tell us about your podcast. How'd you guys decide to start doing that, and how's it going?
Oh, yeah, it's called The Rebuilding Pod with Crimson and Missy. Surprise. And we started talking about it like last October, November before the election, and just kind of worked on an idea until we were able to launch it. We talk about, just kind of similar to what you guys do in other podcasts, Kentucky issues. We're trying to do it from like a Northern Kentucky perspective. And we kind of brand it as she's like a political strategist and I'm a satirist. Mm-hmm. So we try to talk we're both really into strategy. How can the Democrats perform better? How can we recruit new members to the party? How can we make being a Democrat cool again, basically? Apologize for the barking. I have a 6-month-old puppy with me.
Aw, no worries.
He needs attention more than I do, which is crazy. I'm feeding him Kleenex right now to occupy him.
It's a great podcast. I really enjoy
Yes.
it. So I highly recommend everybody check that out.
Y'all listen to Missy and Crimson. Come on.
I
know
think
you want to.
I think you
Keep
guys
listening to this one because I listen to you guys all the time and it's great. I love you guys get amazing guests on here. Rachel and Joni and Buddy.
Yeah, we've been
enjoy
really fortunate to get some good guests on here.
Yeah.
People know that we're not going to grill them.
Yeah.
I went for the cow patties for this episode.
Oh, would you like to do a guest cow patty?
Oh my God. Well, I'd have to go last. I need you guys to go. I have to think about it.
Oh.
Like I'm ready or something.
Yeah.
My cow patty is always KDP.
All right.
Well, that's like
Your cow patty this week will be
No, my
Thomas
favorite thing
Massey,
is
Rand Paul, Mitch McConnell.
KDP survey results that contradict everything they did in 2020.
But they try. Their
try.
heart is in the right place.
What do you want, Mitch McConnell?
Oh, I forgot you're a fighter pilot. Of course you know how to do this. Do it.
I think it's funny you brought that up, and since you did, I'm going to throw in 2 cents that,
Yes.
it's. I think the Republicans have done a really good job of tying Kentucky Democrats to the national Democrats, and so when people think Democrats now in Kentucky, they think Nancy Pelosi and AOC. And Chuck Schumer. So it's, West Coast, East Coast, and not the cool rap stuff either. It's, instead of instead of focusing on Kentucky and local issues and Kentucky issues and say, hey, Democrats in Kentucky, we're not East Coast, West Coast folks. We're here from Kentucky. We're Kentuckians, and we're trying to help Kentucky. We're trying to help each other.
Yes.
And we're trying to do what's right for our neighbors and our friends and our families and the people here in Kentucky. And I wish that the state party would help develop that message and drive that message and try to move the narrative off of, all Democrats are like Nancy Pelosi and AOC.
Yeah. You're right. The Republicans are so effective with their messaging. They have excellent messaging. The way they frame their arguments, it's 90% fear-based. Mm-hmm. And people react so strongly to fear. You're never going to overcome they're calling Amy McGrath the most liberal person in Kentucky. It was, but it didn't matter who won, her or Charles. They were going to get the same arguments against them.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we might as well have a genuine progressive.
Yeah, you either need to be completely progressive and expand the electorate, or you need to be prepared to just scare the fuck out of the Republicans.
Right.
And just send it right back to them, or do both and win.
Now, how do you scare the Republicans?
Well, you've got to reframe things. I think, Democrats should start saying that they're pro-life, because we are actually pro-life.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm against the death penalty. I don't know how much more pro-life you get than that.
Yeah. All of our policies support people that are living. And, we have great economic arguments. The one thing that I really enjoyed about Booker was the way that, his stories about insulin and being working poor. And I think that really connects to people no matter what political ideology you have.
Yeah. And obviously your dog agrees with what you're saying.
That's right.
So
he loves Charles Booker. He has his own Hoods of the Holler hoodie.
Nice.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And
it is kind of evil to put clothes on dogs, though.
It is. He enjoys it in a weird way. My last dog hated it, so I got him as a puppy, and I've been just slowly getting him used to it again and again.
Yeah, grooming him, huh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just in a non-creepy, non-Republican way. I mean, we're not a fucking Boy Scout.
Nice.
She forced him to wear clothes. Can you believe it?
Oh, too great. Too great.
I'm thinking about developing this app, right? That you can just take any situation or what anybody says and you put it into the app, it will come up with a Karen for you.
Oh,
nice. Karen complaining to the manager about whatever you just did. Isn't that a cool idea? Wouldn't you just buy that?
Yeah.
Make poor financial purchases, so yes.
I made questionable financial choices.
Yeah.
That toast is brown. You're a racist.
Wow. Too funny. All right. Well, I think that'll wrap up for this week. And
guess what, guys?
What?
If you've listened the whole time, who's the fool?
We appreciate if you have listened the whole time and not turned us off. Definitely.
Absolutely.
You're probably capering
I'm used to turning
around.
people off.
The little hat with the bells.
If you're listening and single, my phone number is.
Missy can be found in the following locations at the following times.
In the KDP prison.
Missy's number can be located in all restrooms throughout Cincinnati. Remember when that used to be a big thing? Writing people's phone numbers in the bathrooms.
Oh, my phone number is in a lot of bathrooms. Simply because I've made my own sponsorship posters for Braxton Vive and hung them in bathrooms.
Did you?
Yes. With my phone number on them.
That's hilarious.
That makes for some interesting calls, I'm sure.
Gotta rep my city,
Yeah, well, you got to do what has to be done.
It's a necessity.
Well, we're thankful that you have the courage to do those tough things that need to be done.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to.
Missy, I profile in courage.
Also grooming.
No, you leave that dog alone. You don't make him wear clothes.
Okay, we may have to do a profiles and courage of Missy. That could be brilliant.
Only if we could have a whole bunch of pictures of her, like her profile.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like pictures too. Whatever you guys need.
Oh well, if you ever get a chance to see Missy in one of her many appearances, I highly recommend it. She's very funny. Drop by Lil's Bagels and see her there.
Give me all your money.
Yep, give her all your money.
Money.
Check out the fridge, the community fridge, and
yeah, do all of that right now.
Yeah,
yes.
Do all of it right now. We'll wait.
Just send me a Facebook request. We'll be friends.
Follow her on Facebook, guys. She loves
Follow her on Facebook. Follow her on Twitter. Don't follow her in real life because that's creepy.
That is really creepy. I'll follow you back.
Yeah.
And definitely check out her and Crimson's podcast because it's almost as good as ours.
Pretty close. It's
Yeah.
pretty scary how close it is.
We're trying to get better. We want to rise to the level that you guys are.
Well, I think you guys already have more followers than we do, so
I pay them. It's not real.
yeah. Well, that's okay. I'm working on my bot farm to.
Half of our listeners are Russian. The other half are just trying to fuck us over when we say something wrong.
Maybe I should stand on the corner and just yell really loud.
There you go. Town crier. Hear ye, hear
You just need
ye.
more enemies. I swear to God, like 30% of our listeners just hate me and just want to see me fuck up. And just waiting for that moment.
That's it. We're too nice. We've got to be. We need to be more controversial and more mean.
Mm-hmm.
I can work on I am the bee.
That's true. You are. I think we should interview some of your cows on our show.
Is what they'd say.
Yeah, I need to clarify that when I say the Q, I mean queer. I'm not the queef in the conversation.
Oh, it could be questioning too.
Yeah, I got over that in first grade.
Yeah. That's the way I kind of felt about religion.
Yeah. Some little boy tried to kiss me. I'm like, not this week, kid.
Or next week, or the week after, or
I'm afraid
poured
I was
my chocolate milk on him.
I was gonna say I was maybe a little violent. That little kid would be eating dirt. Do you like to eat dirt?
Well, thanks for being on, Missy. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
It's a good
Missy.
time.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is
No
awesome. I hope no
fooling.
one gets in trouble.
No fooling. It was good.
Yeah, if anyone gets mad, I made up whatever I said.
That's right.
It's all a lie. Everything.
Anything you didn't like that any of us have said, it was a joke.
Absolutely.
That's going to wrap it up for this week on Left in Kentucky. I want to thank Missy for being on the show.
I know, she makes me giggle a lot.
My cheeks always hurt just from smiling and laughing so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully we didn't offend too many people, just a few people out there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
One or two.
One or two. Remember, it's an April Fool's-ish episode.
Yeah, we lied about everything. Everything
That's
was
right.
a lie.
Except for the stuff we didn't lie about.
Except for that stuff that was true.
Yeah. But other than that, we lied about everything.
Yes. Most things. No, just a few.
Yeah.
I don't
just a
know.
few.
I don't remember. Do you remember?
No.
It's
Well,
all
we're going to be taking a break for the month of April. So
Yes, hiatus for us.
yes, hiatus for us. Get some rest, take care of some stuff around the house and the farm, and then we'll be back in May with
We will see you, hear you, be with
yeah.
you then.
with more exciting guests, hopefully.
Yes.
Don't forget to register for the reorg. You have till April 12th. Do it. Do it now. Sign up.
You should really do it, guys.
You should. So until May, this is Roberto Henriquez.
And Amy Ferguson.
Left in Kentucky, the podcast of Indivisible Northern Kentucky.